Okay, and hello all newcomers, and welcome back fellow Eternians. As always, it's me, Emperor AP. Today, we are at Aeternia's arc furnace, electric arc furnace, and we are going to be working with melting some aluminum. So we're going to be taking a lot of I'll actually show it to you here, taking a lot of the old slag that we have. We actually have cleaned up our area quite a bit from last time. We had slag and stuff everywhere here, just from previous melts and trying to get things, get some nice pure aluminum out like you may have seen on some of our ingots. So now we are going to be taking all that slag, all that leftover, and melting it down into some pretty aluminum. And then after that, I have this cool piece of copper, this copper wire that we're going to be melting down in addition to make another copper ingot. If you guys didn't see, yesterday we had melted down some copper, made a copper ingot, and we were able to really polish that off, make it nice and clean. That was a 2-ounce ingot, so that was a pretty sizable one for us. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Epic says greetings, Epic. It is good to see you. Also, I see we have somebody else joining us. It's good to see you. I'm about to get this started, so it's going to be a little bit noisy, but hang in there, guys. Okay. Hey, Manu. It's good to see you. Hey, we have 3 people. Thank you, guys. And also make sure to like the video. You can see that it's heating up our furnace even. This is some alumina silicate. This is some super hot stuff. Some super temperature resistant stuff, and yet it is huge. As you can see, we're making some progress on our slag. It's actually, should probably heat up my stirring rod a little bit. But as you can see, this stuff breaks up and becomes very liquidy very quick. So we actually have some liquid now that we're working with, but we want to hit it just a little bit more to get most of that liquefied. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to toss this thing back in for another minute. Also, this thing it looks crazy futuristic. I love it. This is one of the cool things about Aeternia. metal. Yeah. Okay, hold on. All right. Ooh. Ooh, getting super liquidy. Let me show you guys when I do this pour. Hold on. Ooh, we got Purple Tiara said, "Hey, how's it going, Purple Tiara? How are you?" Let me go ahead and show you guys this real quick. Look at how beautiful that is. Oh my goodness. And I can just scrape some of that right off. Oh goodness. That is some super nice looking stuff. We have some nice liquid aluminum down in the bottom of there. Oh, that's really cool. Okay, so we're going to be purifying this, continuing out, scraping the slag off, doing that again and again till we get higher and higher grades of purity. And then we will be adding to our collection. One of the things I want to do tonight. Ooh, Purple Tiara said, ooh, cool looking. Thank you very much. If you enjoy the video, please like it. It helps to spread it out, get more people joining in the live chat. But right now we are going to be trying to purify this. I want to do a pour for you guys after this next big shot for it. So we're going to hit it, going to pour it. Then I want to get on a live stream with you guys in a little bit and talk about the Aeternian economy and talking about some of our projects that are coming up. We're going to be doing a lot of recorded videos for you guys, some stuff on some of the things that we've been sent in the mail, and I also want to talk about this Aeternian metal melting industry, the Aeternian arc furnace. We have been grinding at this for a while, and now we finally have some beautiful results and are able to produce regularly. So as time goes on, the amount of metals that we have and the value of our metal stock is going to be going up. So keep tuned for that, guys. But let me jump back over to this setup so that I can continue hitting it, as well. I'm having to wear these really big welding gloves. If you can't see, these things are super thick and they allow me to not burn my hands entirely when I'm doing this stuff. So let's see, let's get it situated a little better. And I'm just going to back this guy up a little bit so you guys can see. I'm gonna hit it one more time. Okay. So let me show you guys this pour real quick. Yeah, goodness. Goodness, let me flip it around. There we go. So this is our stuff right here. Since a lot of this is slag, what I'm actually going to do is bring that in. You can still see there's quite a bit of liquid metal, but I want to tamp this thing down so that we can get as solid a product as we can. Nice like that. And some of you may ask, well, AP, if you're doing this purification process, why would you leave the slag in there that would mess it up? Well, we are actually trying to get as much aluminum out of this as possible and keep as much for that high purity state as possible. And so the best way to do that for us, given the limited quantities that we're using, is to actually let this cool and shave it down. So I just poured some water in there to try and cool that thing down. Purple Tiara said that looks like it'd be fun to do. Looks like a mini sun. It is. It is arc, an arc furnace, an electric arc furnace. It's very similar in design and in effect to welding, spot welding. So be very, very careful. These arcs are incredibly bright in person. The camera doesn't even do it justice. And you really need to be careful with that. So do not attempt at home. Manu says like an explosion. It is. It's a hot plasma. It is hotter than the sun. It is very, very intense. Maximilian Portillo says, long time no see. Good to see you, Max Portillo. Manu says, Ragnarok. Max says, this is my new account. It's Edwin. Oh, hey, what's going on, Edwin? Manu said, what's the material? This is aluminum, Manu. This is aluminum. We've actually been taking, I'll show you. Aeternia has a large stockpile of aluminum cans. As you can see, we have aluminum cans here cut up. We have some aluminum foil. We essentially just chop up all of our cans that we have, and we use that to recycle. So Aeternia's aluminum industry, now our copper industry, is based off of recycling entirely. So when you purchase an Aeternian ingot, you are not only helping to grow our economy and our metalworking, but you are also allowing us to continue with the process of growing our environmental sustainability and making things better on the planet. So thank you guys for helping us and keeping things moving forward. Purple says, that's satisfying. Maximilian said, yeah, aluminum squad. Agreed. Manu says, you're more industrially advanced than Molossia now. I'd agree with that. I think so. It's interesting. Molossia doesn't develop a lot of its own stuff, and I've always been really curious as to why they don't do that. And I think most of it has to do with the monarch's interest, or the president's interest, Kevin Baugh's interest. So I think right now we are absolutely making some amazing progress. As you can see, the bottom of this is where a lot of that purified aluminum came out. And of course, that's how it's going to be. That liquid aluminum, because it's more dense, will sink down to the bottom. And so you get all that slag, all that nastiness on top. But now we can easily polish that. And even look, some of it will just kind of break off in my hand because there are impurities in the top there. But you'll see this bottom part is very, very solid. So what I can do is I can just kind of pull some of that off, kind of slowly scrape at it, and then what I'm going to do is later on I'm going to go in there and I'm going to polish this. And so I'm going to smooth it down, make it look shiny, and then I'm going to throw it back in the arc furnace, do that again and again until we have a solid amount of aluminum. Um, Ooh, Manu says they did a single video of making aluminum. Well, we've been making aluminum for years. We did one with we did it for a long time with a charcoal furnace, as you guys may have seen in previous videos. But now we are doing this, and we used to just be able to make a little bit. But now we are doing this more regularly with an electric arc furnace, which complicated to make, fun to use, very dangerous. Don't try it at home, but we are able to make progress this way and stack our aluminum and copper resources. Now, copper is many times more valuable than aluminum, so while we are focusing on our aluminum industry because it's easy to mass produce and to start to make our own items out of, copper, though it has a lot higher melting point, so it's harder to work with, is like a lot more valuable. An ounce of copper just by itself, scrap price is 24 cents US right now, so that means that we can melt down this copper, get pounds of copper. I think a pound is like $24 or something like that, so we can just over time melt down this copper, get some money for our economy, invest it back in, and continue to grow. Um, ooh, Manu says, but you're progressively becoming better than the video now. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Max says, we have a trunk load of aluminum, but we lack capability to melt and mold it. Well, Max, if you would, I don't know how this would be possible. Maybe through the mail, if you could send us some aluminum, we could send you back a finished product. So if you were able to send us in the mail some aluminum, we might be able to mold you something out of it and make you something cool. We may make you a new metal, you know, a unique metal for your outfits, for your representation as somebody who has supported the Aeternian economy. You know, we could make you a pendant. We could do a whole bunch of different stuff. We could even make you just a little ingot out of it and send you the little ingot. So whatever you would like. That would be really cool. Manu says, and also you have that ingot with the symbol, so you're better now. Agreed. We are absolutely trying to move forward and become bigger and better. Um, Eternia's economy is all about the future and all about technology and all about progress. So as we continue to move forward with this, we really want people to understand that we're trying to tackle it not only in the most technologically advanced way possible, but in the most economically efficient and ecologically um, aware method as possible. So we want to make sure that we're doing right by the environment. We want to make sure that we're making a lot of money, but we want to make sure that we're doing so in a way that progresses humanity and helps us to live on a better planet and have a happier everyday life. So Max says, yes, we could arrange that. That sounds awesome. Thank you, Max. Manu says, what Eternia does looks homemade. You can learn what AP's using and how he's doing it. Um, Max says I have high school 10-week grades, so it might take a while. Agreed. And Max said, yeah. Manu says, or send Eternia the materials. Agreed. That's what we would like. You know, we want to help our own industry. We want to grow ourselves. Eventually, we might do something where we start to sell technology to other micronations. So we may be able to make some of these for people, but they're incredibly dangerous machines. So you do not want to operate them under the age of 18 just because there is a potential for death there. So you want to be very careful. In experienced hands only. I would love to actually start doing some blacksmithing classes and teaching people how to use this particular style of furnace. Um, Max said, yes, this could even be a trade agreement, 100%. And Eternia has actually been growing a lot in its trade agreements and what it's been doing. But look at this. This is absolutely beautiful, you guys. Super pretty ingot. Yep, that back there looks like a galaxy almost. It's really pretty. So we're going to be able to, again, just kind of grind this down, hit it up, just like that. I can just break off chunks of that top piece, and we can just kind of throw them to the side. And then the rest of this is really easy now to just sort of grind at and get to where we want it to be. So again, thank you guys for the like. If you guys could please like the video, it helps us to get it to more people. We have 4 viewers right now It's also a very, very rainy day in Eternia, so I just saw a lightning strike there. I might slow down here in a minute. Hey, and we have 2 likes. Thank you very much. 4 viewers, 2 likes. It means a lot. Purple Tiara, Purple Tetra, excuse me, I kept calling you Tiara. Purple Tetra said this is like a science lesson. 100%. So I I actually am in a STEM field. That's what I do professionally. That's what I'm going to school for. So I am super excited to get you guys excited about science. And also, I am excited to be able to show off the value that science has. When you understand things like electrical engineering and physics, chemistry, and biology, you can do things that are absolutely incredible and can change the world. So, just even from starting in your own home, just learning about things and trying to understand how the world around you works, you can make progress beyond anyone around you, and it's fantastic. You can show the value of knowledge. Purple says neat. Manu says if you live in the U.S., you can send someone to drive there with the materials, and it'd look like a state visit, or go there yourself. That's very cool. Uh, Maximilian says I live in the U.S., but I travel to my colonies in Mexico often. That's very cool. How has that developed for you? Have there been any difficulties with uh, international trade, I suppose, between your own colonies being separated by other macronational borders? Also, I'm trying to get my phone to focus now on this ingot. Not doing it too well. Okay. Well, let's see. Okay, let's go inside, clean this thing up, and we will see. How this thing looks. Okay, hello everybody. So, here's our ingot, our big piece of slag, our gross boy. Now, as you can see, I'm setting up my scale, 0 pounds, 0 ounces. Let's test this guy out. 1 ounce. Ooh, wow, 1 ounce exactly. Very cool. Now, again, guys, this is a lot of slag, so there's going to be a lot to scrape off of here and a lot to get rid of, but still, an ounce of aluminum is not bad at all. Even when we scrape this down, we'll probably get uh, um, we will probably get 7/10 of an ounce there. So that will be pretty good. Our aluminum ingot that's not too much smaller than that is actually a ½ ounce weight. And then we have our copper ingot, which is even smaller, but that is a 2 ounce weight. So this being an ounce shows that we have actually collected a significant amount of purified aluminum from our slag melt there. So this is just something where we're taking the things that would become waste for us, the things that we're actually melting and purifying down from other casts of other melts, and we're using that to salvage some of our lost metal. So we're doing well with that. I actually kind of want to scrape some of that off and get it purified while we continue. Manu says, so you live in the South? Max says, our agriculture was destroyed by a fire, but we're producing alcohol and investing in foreign currency. Oh, wow, that's crazy. Congratulations and good luck. President Kibe says, hello. Hello, President Kibe. How are you? Also, guys, please remember to like that video, because it helps. So, what we're going to be doing is taking this crater-looking thing. It looks like a moon rock. It's insane. We're going to take this, polish it down, and then continue going. I guess I need to polish this outside so I don't get everything messy. I'm already kind of getting stuff messy. So let me bring things outside and I'll be right back. Ooh. Give me 1 second, guys. I know you're having to listen to this like a podcast for the moment, but I'm trying to grab a couple things and make my way back outside so that we can continue grinding on this and melting stuff and making things that are cool for our empire. Alright, and here we go. We are back in the action. So, like you guys saw a minute ago, we had our nice metal melt right there. Now I am going to be scraping this guy down just a little bit, and then we will probably be getting back to that metal melt there. So, yep, as you can see, we have some slag right there, some stuff that's kind of fallen onto the ground. Let me go ahead and see if I can't start this polish. There we go. Hey everybody. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I have a sander like this. And I have this aluminum ingot, and I'm just going to kind of go over it, scratch it down. Ideally this would be a lot easier with power tools. I have some power tools, but right now they are in disrepair, so I'm needing to fix some stuff up, get some things, get some parts, and our power tools will be ready to go to make this process a heck of a lot easier. But already you can see, if you look at that bottom and how dull it looks, watch, if I go over it with this for just a second. Max says, it was nice to hear from you. I'm going to head out. It was good to see you, Max. Also, Manu says, my ears. I'm sorry, guys. I know it is loud and annoying. You can see it starts to get really shiny right there. Let me see if I can pull this away so it doesn't have as noisy a sound for you guys. But if I work on it and I buff it for long enough, that bottom starts to become very, very shiny. As you can see already, it's got a lot more shine to it than it did a second ago. And that's what we're trying to do up top here, is that means we are getting through to the more pure aluminum. So we just go at that real fast, we scrape at it, and look, you can see those edges already starting to become shiny, starting to show that they are that pure aluminum. So this is nice. We are actually getting a significant amount of solid intact aluminum here. I'm trying to break off a few pieces that I think just aren't really sticking together too well. But we are making progress. You can see, guys, we've chipped through, we've made a lot of progress already just in kind of grinding this down. I might leave this for another video so that I'm not killing Manu's ears. Manu was saying he is absolutely dying from having headphones in. I'm so sorry there, Manu. Purple Tetra said, shiny in your poor ears. Yeah, absolutely. Again, I appreciate the likes, guys. I appreciate the support. I'm sorry I just murdered Manu's ears, but yeah, look, this is coming out very, very nice. Already starting to get that shine on it. Yeah, I guess I'll stop killing Manu's ears. Okay, so what I think I'm gonna do now, go ahead and clean this up, polish it in the future, and we will continue. I think I want to do one more little melt for you guys. I want to take you through what it looks like when I melt down the cans themselves, and then kind of move forward from there and see if we can't get a little bit more. Well, no, I promised you guys some copper too. I did promise you guys some copper, so I think I will do that. I think I'll melt down a little bit of copper, and then we will be jumping into a video in a minute so I can show you guys. Manu says, I'm okay. I feel better now. I'm glad. I'm so sorry if I caused you any issues, Manu. So you guys can see, actually there is some liquid metal that's still stuck down in the bottom of there. It's not liquid anymore, of course, but you could tell that it kind of sloshed around there and then froze up right in that little spot. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is get a little chisel right here and kind of knock this thing out. If I can. Oh goodness. There we go. Yep, just kind of scrape that out of there. See if I can't grab some pliers to pinch it and pull it out. Yep, there it was. The culprit. And now we're going to take this big beautiful piece of copper. Now this is something that's actually the true test of Aeternia's skills and capabilities. Copper has a huge difference in melting point from aluminum, and it's a lot higher. It's a lot harder to melt copper than it is to melt aluminum. So that being the case, we're going to shove that big piece of wire in there. We're going to close that thing up, and then we are going to hit it and hit it and hit it as hard as we can with that plasma in the hopes of melting that down into a solid chunk. This is a pretty big piece too, so we would be getting a significant amount of copper off of that. But let's go over to here, see what we can make of this. All right. Yep. Okay. So I've got one of my transformers powered up. I'm going for the second one. And my other glove. There it is. Ooh, we have 3 viewers, 3 likes. Noblin. Hey, what's going on? How are you? Let me go ahead and get this fired up. Hold up, this looks insane. It's on fire. So that's one of the things. That's one of the things you gotta be careful about with this. As you can see how we focused a lot of that energy right there. And this part has pretty much liquefied. But the rest of that just had to get the coating off of it. There's a large coating on this because of its use in Transformers. This is some copper that I actually got off of that. So, terrible smell. But we are going to cover that back up, hit it again, and continue to try and make some progress here. Alright, so let me get to work with that. Ooh, Navax says, hello Navax, good to see you. Also, please like the video if you're enjoying hanging out. Navax says, I'm doing good, how about you? Manu says, that's cool. I appreciate it, Manu, thank you. We are for sure trying to make some larger progress, and I'm just trying not to blind you guys or deafen you with some of the issues that we have here. Okay. That's just part of the game, I guess. Let me check now. Ooh, significant progress. Okay. Let me grab you guys, show you what I'm looking at. That is a big difference. Yep, you can see there's actually some liquid in there. Can't see it too well. Yep, but there's a little pool of liquid, and the rest of this has crumbled down a lot. It was near the top, now it's near the bottom, so we have burned it down a significant amount. And the good news about having that melted down there and having it get more compact and more dense is that it means that that heat is going to transfer more evenly through it. The more that it was in that winding shape, the more air could get in between the coils. of the wire there. So as we were wrapping it up and as we were trying to do it, we wanted to make it as dense as possible. But now that it's actually melting, it'll get into a significantly more dense state, and that'll let us melt it even easier. So I'm going to hit it one more time, see if I can't get it into a state where we can pour it. Okay, let's hit it. So that's one thing to be cautious of. You should always heat up your molds, especially when you're working with super hot temperature stuff like copper. As you can see, the copper actually exploded when I poured it into there. So it popped and it beat it up. You can see there's actually a little shard right there. There's a whole bunch of little shards that flew everywhere. And there's still a whole bunch of melted copper stuck to the bottom of this thing. So I am going to, now that that thing's pretty well heated up, see if I can't heat that up the rest of the way and pour it in there and get some kind of a decent chunk out of it. Okay, so here we are, back in the action. Thank you. Hey, I appreciate everybody saying really cool. Make sure to like the video if you're enjoying it. It means a lot. We have 3 likes there out of 4 viewers, and so we're killing it right now. But let's see if we can go 4 for 4. So it still did beat up and essentially explode again in there, but I was able to pour a little bit more, and then we have this big hunk of destruction right here that's incredibly hot. Let me drop it in that water. Cool it down a little bit. As you can see, it instantly boils the water. Drop that in there, maybe a little bit. And now look at that. Okay. This is oh my goodness. It's super pretty. This is like a dragon scale. I talked about the last time that we did a copper ingot about how it was so much like a dragon scale. This looks like a dragon scale. It comes out this beautiful reddish pinkish color, and it's super pretty. You can see where there's still the semi-formed pieces of wire there. You can see them all kind of intertangled. Oh goodness. And then this just huge chunk of copper that's melted down and stuck together. We also have this one right here, which is, I'm sure, still very hot. I might need to I have run out of water, it seems. Let me grab this piece with the water. Let's see if I can't dunk it in. Yep. Oh yeah, it instantly heats up. Also, again, thank you guys for hanging out and watching. We have 5 viewers for just a second there, and that helps us destroy the watch time. By the way, guys, we are like super close to our watch time. I think we are about to hit 3250, so that is absolutely incredible. Almost getting to 3300 out of 4000 that we need for our watch time. But look at these beautiful little pieces here. Now this is significantly a significant amount of copper here. Let me show you kind of the difference between this one that we melted. Look at the size of that, and then look at the size of these guys. Right? Not too much difference, really. There's a little bit, but not too much difference, right? Okay. Nationalist Republic of Aeternia said hello. Hey, how you doing, Nationalist Republic of Aeternia? We are melting metal. We're continuing the Aeternian forging industry. We have all of our stuff together. We actually just finished a melt, so I'm sorry you got here a little bit late, but you can still hang out to watch the end and watch the reveal of this. This is our beautiful slag aluminum ingot that we just kind of started melting down and attempting to purify, and then these are 2 big pieces of copper that we're doing the same thing with. So we are going to go and kind of weigh those and show that off to you, kind of show you how intense this is, the difference in the densities here. Give me just 1 second, everybody. Let me jump back over to our handy dandy sink and measuring table. Da-da-da-da-da. Ta-da! Okay, we're back. Yep, we are here. Okay, so, hey, we have 6 viewers. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. If you like the video, please go ahead and like it. It helps us out a lot. Let me clear off a lot of this junk here. I know I can tear it out, but I do have our measure. And so, hey, Australia jumped in. It's good to see you, Australia. How are you? And again, guys, please make sure to like that video. So we have this aluminum ingot here. And again, we weighed it to be, what, an ounce earlier? Maybe it's a little less now. Yep, 9/10 of an ounce. Okay, that's just, again, some of that slag falling off and stuff. 9/10 of an ounce. Look at the size, basically the same, right? This little piece, you know, this little piece. Pretty much the same size there, right? That was 9/10 of an ounce. Check this out. Little piece. 1/2 ounce. Big piece. 2 ounces. Double the weight in less, almost the same size. Maybe even a little bit less than the same mass. It is insane how dense this stuff is. So this is 2 ounces right here of copper. That's basically what we had in our purified little ingot there, so it's roughly the same mass. And that means that out of out of this one and out of that other one, we would get 24 cents a piece. So right now, Eternian copper is in its just pure copper, uh, in its pure scrap state, I guess, in just the cheapest price you would possibly get for copper. We have about 48 cents worth of copper. And then aluminum is, I think, a bit smaller. It's maybe 7 cents or something like that per ounce. And we have a couple ounces of that. So the total, looking at around a little under $1, 50, 60 cents, something like that. So we are going to be continuing to do that. And again, we have actual pounds and pounds of both aluminum and copper that we just need to melt down and purify. But the more that we melt this stuff down, the more that we purify it and get it into those ingots that we have, the more they're worth. Because it takes such a long time and effort to actually melt these down and to purify them. And so we are taking the guesswork out of that, and we're making it a lot easier to do so that people can get beautiful finished high purity aluminum and copper ingots, and then go and make whatever project they want with them. Nabek says, nice. Aristoria says, great. And also, Joseph was won our election. His first act as president was biohazard unit and lockdown, meaning we have no laws for 2 days. Oh, interesting. Aristoria said, boob Australia. Oh, interesting. Well, I am glad that we were able to kind of show you guys the differences here and look at these weights and understand the difference here. I mean, these things are absolutely beautiful. And that's not the right measurement. Let me tear this thing out. Because we got like 3 ounces total a minute ago. Yep, 3 ounces. So 3.1. That's how much metal we melted today in today's video. 3 ounces of metal. 2 of those being copper, the more valuable metal that we have. So this is becoming very, very worth it for the Empire of Aeternia, and is actually offsetting the cost of our electricity use significantly. You know, if it costs us maybe a couple cents to make this, that is significantly cheaper than it would be for doing propane or butane gas forging in the same method. Again, gas forging is cheaper than charcoal forging, but ultimately this takes the cake. You can do it in small scales. You can do it with as much or as little metal as you want, depending on the size of your machine, and electricity is dirt cheap. Bashari said, no, can you stop doing that? Everybody's jumping around. All right. Well, I appreciate it, guys. Again, 3.1 ounces. Now it's saying it's being finicky on it, whether it wants 3.1, whatever. I appreciate you guys jumping in and hanging out with us. We have a significant amount of beautiful ingots. And then I want to go ahead and make another video here in a minute, just talking to you guys, showing you what we've been doing, how we've been working on this, and discussing kind of the future of the Aeternian metals industry and what we're wanting to do. So I appreciate everybody watching. We have, I don't know, we're getting near an hour. We're not quite at an hour yet. I wanted to see if there was anything else we wanted to do for the last, 10 minutes of the stream. I kind of want to polish these things, but I know it's going to hurt everybody's ears if I go grinding on these things right now. That's another thing too. This is really pretty on this side. The arc furnace is very loud. It's very loud, and it's very cumbersome to deal with. So you don't have the proper space for it. Just like any forging or metal melting, it's a very dangerous thing to do. So make sure that you are being very, very careful and that you know what you're doing if you attempt any of this. But do not attempt any of this. It's not safe, not a good thing to do unless you are trained and have experience with all of the many skills it takes to not only build this contraption, but also to melt the metals themselves and be careful with that process. Okay, fantastic. So we have all of this beautiful piece. Now, one of the things I've been thinking about, actually, I want to kind of pull you guys about it, to ask real quick. Do you think we should come up with like a little treasure box, or do you think we should have like a special place that we put our medals? I've been putting them on the back of our set. We actually have, for the live streams, we have a little, like, what looks like a ladder almost. It's essentially like a mini shelf that I've used, and I've been putting our rocks from our visit to North Carolina to visit our uh, head of, our master of the House of Treasure, Stephen Vince. So we went and visited him in North Carolina, and we brought back some beautiful rocks from the mountain there. Now we also have some aluminum ingots to add to that and some copper ingots. We have the nice ones that are up there, and so now I'm wanting to put these up there, but I also want to see what else we can do. You know what I mean? How how much can we make this a cool and exciting thing, uh, to show off to everybody as we continue progressing. Manu says there's no place for war in this electric arc furnace stream. Thank you, Manu. I appreciate that. Manu says, AP, have you shown us the Eternian seal yet? I have not. That's one of the videos that I'm making like really soon. I've been wanting to do that for a minute, and I'm super, super excited to show it off to you guys because it's something that we got from Steven on that trip. It was a huge honor for me, and because of, life stuff and everything, I haven't been able to dedicate the time and effort that I want to that video yet. But I have been actively prepping for it. Like, in the next week or so, you should be expecting that. Last week I said I was going to get started on it, and I did. I jumped into it throughout this week. So now we are going to be, in addition to um, the other interviews and different things that we're going to be getting to on the channel at some point, we are going to be hitting hard within the next few videos, into the seal, into paper that we got, into stuff that we've gotten from other micronations through our mail. And of course, all of that starting with getting our wax seal, the official seal of the Empire of Eternia, from Master Stephen Vince. So, a huge honor for us, a great way to advance our empire. I'm excited for what that means for you guys, because now that we have this beautiful seal, we can start doing some cool certificates and some cool, titles and things like that. We can set up, that we can send to everybody, some nice paperwork, especially for dealing with, alliance applications and things like that. We've gotten a number of alliance applications that go pretty far, and so in starting to do those more official talks, I want to have something that is a nice written out, statement that can be sent and that can be signed and that can be stamped, and sealed with the Eternian, arrow and the Eternian symbol of truth and honor and of, perseverance. So if you're interested in that, go check that out. That we will be doing pretty quickly. But yeah, that's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. Thank you for asking that, Manu. Ari says, hello, Ari. It's good to see you. We have been melting down some aluminum, and some copper, as you can see. Really pretty stuff here. Australia said, I am my my boss house representative. Nice. Very cool. Yeah. So we have all of this set up, and I am excited what that means for the future of the Empire of Eternia. Dun 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 dun. All right, but yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out, and I will see you in a stream in a few minutes. Hey, we got 4 likes. Thank you guys. That means a lot. Peace, everybody. Peace. Hey, 5 likes. Oh my goodness. We jumped up in likes really hard as soon as the stream's ending. I appreciate it. Thank you guys. Y'all are killing it. Y'all are killing the game. These beautiful pieces of, dragon scale, and of our aluminum here. Absolutely a great way to end the stream, and a great way to end the night. You guys, I'm having fun hanging out with y'all. It means a lot. Right. Peace, everybody.